Deus Ex. Or we will be once Twitch recognizes that the stream is online. Always like this theme. Actually, I really like the title sequence. Again, I kind of talked about this the last time that we did Deus Ex, but one of the really big things for me about this game is I like the sort of cinematic treatment it gets, especially for a game which was so constrained by its technology. Oh, Jesse Quill, thank you very much for that host. I'm sorry I wasn't. How you doing, Inferno? So I sent you a message on Steam. I think the best way to reach... I mean, so normally just a direct message, even on like Twitter or something like that, works best. But I think probably the better thing is just let me know what you need and I'll get back to you. I don't know if exchanging a bunch of messages, trying to arrange a time to talk about something is very productive for either of us, but hope you're doing well. And Jess, I was hoping that I'd be streaming before you were done the Resident Evil 7 cast, but I had to get some stuff done. So back to back to the game. Now it's actually been a little while since I've played this, so I got to remember the controls again. Looks like I don't have anything. So I was snuck out of my cell. For those of you who didn't recall, no problem making dinner now. Good lord. Ah, fair enough, feller. So one of the things that actually, maybe just a quick recap of the story. So I forgot that you get captured afterwards. I tried to avoid getting damaged by the troops so much, but it turns out that wasn't an issue. So I don't have any means of taking this guard out right now, but that'll probably change. Ooh. All right.
Is that you?
Ah, crap.
That's him.
Well, I always thought the game. I actually didn't think the sound of the. I didn't think the sound of the baton was enough to trigger this guy. All right. Anyway, so I didn't remember. I didn't think in the. Is he just walking off? Huh. Ah, excellent. The prod. So I didn't think in that sequence where I was in my brother's apartment that you got captured after this. So this came as a little bit of a surprise. How you doing, Silver Nightwing? Yeah, I've never actually finished this game. I've played it before, and I got a little bit past this part originally. But I'm really looking forward to doing this. But yeah, so we didn't know we were going to get captured, and then I said it would be a good spot to end, and then... Hey, Roguelite Girl, good to see you. That's right, Jesse Quill has it. Anybody can host. Speaking of hosts, thank you, Lady Dow Flow Fantasy, for the hosts. Yeah, so basically at this point, I'm probably gonna have to find my gear. I'm going to have to learn stealth much better than I have in the previous puzzles in the game. Already have enough. Okay. Failed intrusion attempt into lab nets unfortunately scrambled all other key systems, requiring most of the security grid to be reset. Well, that's convenient. Until the grid has been fully restored, the detention block code has been reset to 4089, while all detention cells have been reset to 4679. You'll be notified when the situation has been fully resolved. How you doing, Sunneef? So I do know you have to do it from your individual channel, Inferno, but it's not a big deal. Obviously, people being able to enjoy the cast is sort of number one for me. Summoned by a rogue. Well, thank you very much, Roguelite Girl, for doing that good bit of stewardship. Hey, Cringy Cat, thank you very much for the auto host as well. All right, where were we? 4679. All right. Oh.
You're the spy they caught, right?
I never worked for the
Sunneef,
NSF.
thank you very much for the
I think he was captured too.
the host.
I heard the guards say that you're the only one who lived.
Are you sure?
I don't know what to say.
And Novo, thank you very much. Well,
Let's get
Inferno,
out of here.
thank you for
I
that.
smuggled in a knife and a med kit too. You look like you could use some first aid.
Yeah, I'll take the med kit.
What do you say? I think we can make it.
Just slip out. I'll handle the guards.
Well, all right.
All right. Thank you for the two hosts, Inferno. So, Sunneef, so it'd be unfair for me to say that it's the first time playing this, because I did play this game when it originally came out, and I got a little bit past this original bit. I forgot that playing on realistic damage is basically the hardest difficulty for this game. I thought it was more of a motivation to try and do a little bit more of the... I was trying to do something that would maybe promote a little bit more puzzle solving, but I think what I've done is I've made this game a little bit harder for me than it needs to be, but I don't know, it should be good. It's a little bit like playing System Shock 2, another game that I played kind of close to its original release, but never actually completed, so we're pretty quickly getting to the point where where it's brand new material for me. But I will say I have roughly, I'm pretty sure after this, so I know that we're in a cell.
Transmitting the floor plan. All of your equipment has been stored in the armory to the south. The body of Paul Denton is in the laboratory to the north. Proceed to Paul Denton and retrieve the data vault from his body. Tracer Tom will require this data to defeat the kill switch.
So, I know shortly after this winds up going to Hong Kong. And I don't remember anything after that. T. Clark, how's it going? It's actually quite a few people. Oh, I forgot there were dogs. Okay, this makes it a little more complicated. That thing's gonna spot me.
My goodness, Mr. Denton, did you escape?
Yeah. How do you know who I am?
I'm a prisoner too, and I say your name every day. I have cells from your body and culture. Your brothers too.
My brother? Is he nearby?
They have the cadaver in the medical area. Agent Denton, believe me, I share your loss.
Did you know Paul?
Only from his tissues. The gods want me to figure out why your bodies tolerate the nanites. A damn hard question, I'm sorry to say.
Do me a favor. Play dumb. They know enough already.
I try. Oh, how I try.
Maybe you can slip out when I open the main doors.
I've already been shot once, thank you. But good luck. The only code I can give you is 0199. That's to the medical area. Maybe you'd like to see your brother.
I would. Thank you very much.
All right, sorry, losing track of the plot. Was that Elcanu, Inferno Fowler? I'm actually a really big fan of Elcanu's stream. Oh, pretty sure that means somebody's seen me. Yup. Nothing to see here. Crap.
Watch yourself. This one's some kind of mech.
I did nothing. All right.
Proceeding is discussed.
So I should be able to get to the...
Beneath the command center.
Ah, okay. So there should have been some other way that I could get in, there should be some other way that I can get inside here. So this is the one thing I need to get used to. Okay, so actually a few things I was going to say. One, I remember, so I accidentally, well, not accidentally, so my intention behind setting it on realistic was to try and motivate me to solve more puzzles. And then, as you can see, I kind of miss obvious things like getting the grates to sort of protect myself. But the drawback is that it turns out that it's basically just a reflection on how much damage you take. So there's really no advantage. I think I just screwed myself. Oh. So there's no real advantage to doing realistic from my streaming perspective, but we're kind of committed to it now, so I have to live with this. I'm afraid I cannot. Okay, sounds good, Inferno.
You are beneath the nanotech lab.
Alright, so I'm assuming this is where I will find Paul's body. I would have preferred to get my gear first, but I actually think that's going to take a while. Alright, so I'm hearing sounds to the left. There's a dead cat. Presumably there's something horrible here, but... Oh, this is from the... Oh, crap. I think this is from the intro. Alright. Obviously I can turn on the light, but the game kind of gives me enough to see where I need to go from here. Alright, so this is definitely a lot trickier than I thought. That can't be a rat. Well, I know this is a rat, but like that kind of like sound. Alright. Don't mind me, guys. So I have a feeling like if this is the place I think it is, from the introduction, there's like these weird animals that should be in some cages. Yeah, this is going to be tricky.
Hey, stop right there.
Uh-oh.
That's him.
That's what I get for typing. I didn't think they could see me down here. Alright, well there's an easy fix to this.
He hasn't gone far. That's the one. Okay, drop it. Watch it. He hasn't gone far.
Sorry, rat. Alright, so it seems like this area is just a whole bunch of a whole bunch of difficulty. Wait, this is still medical? No, this has to be the control center. Okay, so these big glass walls don't help me at all. I'm gonna wait for this guy to walk by. So yeah, big glass windows don't help. Yeah, glass windows. What the hell else would they be made out of? Or what else would they? You know what I mean. Definitely can't do the frontal approach. This feels like this is gonna end poorly, but let's grab the prod. Hopefully we can take this guy out when he turns back.
Definitely
Oh
something.
yeah, I'm screwed. Whew. Alright. Sorry guys, one more quick second. Yeah, I thought the monitors weren't transparent, but that's what I get for not remembering that I'm in the future, so... there we go. All right. Whenever I tab out, there's always a little bit of pushback from the game in terms of letting me move on, so as always, I do my best. I do kind of want to start using the assault rifle a little bit more, but not at the, you know, not at the expense of, I don't know, I am using OBS, yes. Alright, so can't change the turrets, probably just as well. Yeah. Oh, DMer, I think I might have misread. That probably no, you're right. I'm sorry guys for, obviously I don't like I don't like holding secret conversations if I can avoid it, but it was kind of the difference between like being able to get a stream done in reasonable time or just completely abandoning the stream. So I think this was the right call. All right. I'm gonna hold off on the shotgun for now, although I know it's relatively powerful. Yeah, it used to be. I mean, when I was deciding this stuff, Streamlabs was basically the only game in town. Now there's a little bit more variety. I have maybe a little bit of insider's information in terms of some of the alternatives, and there are some things. So, like, one of the things that turned me off of Muxy was the fact that. How you doing, Runebroder? So one of the things I didn't care about for Muxy was it seemed that when I wanted to donate to a streamer I knew who set it up, it basically wanted me to use their donation system, which I thought was a really crappy way of doing it. I don't want to have to.
Medical area. It's down the hall.
Dr. Moreau. All right, hang on. I went to the control center so I could get my stuff back, and I don't have my stuff back. So, but yeah, so I don't know, like my personal experience is, as much as I wanted to support that caster, I did not want to sign up for an account with Muxy in order to do that. So I mean, from my perspective, I don't do this for money, but obviously if I can, I would like to maximize my donations, right? There's obviously a gradation between seeing viewers as an ATM and and wanting to do well, but like obviously I didn't put a donation button up to not get donations, right? Like I'm a little bit past the the hang-ups I had about putting that kind of an option on. So obviously if there's something that is an impediment to people making that decision to donate, I want to minimize those, especially too because I know the donation originally came because people did say that they wanted to do that. So if I make it inconvenient for people, one, I'm not going to get donations, and number two, it's kind of a bit of an FU to anybody who wants to do something like that, to then turn around and say, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll let you donate, but I'm going to make it as difficult as possible to accomplish. Now there might be a way around it for Muxy, but like again, just based on my experience by it, I was a little turned off the Enterprise. You know what? I'm gonna save here because I think I might just get a little exploration done. What was the other thing? So I mean, I'm also something of the temperament. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Ain't broke, don't fix it. I do think in the end, like being able to, do Streamlabs, being able to get a couple of alerts up, when somebody donates or follows or something like that, to be able to get a bit of a record in terms of what's been gifted to the stream and things like that. Like it gives me everything I need. The only thing that I was actually hoping to accomplish that I haven't been able to is, crap.
I will not provide the exit code at this time. Go to the medical area. Tracer tone requires Paul Denson's data vault.
You...
Oh my god! That's company. Okay, drop it. God! Watch yourself. This one's some kind of mech.
So much for that. But yeah, anyways, so my biggest change that I wanted to make actually was to switch to the NVIDIA, I think it was the Shadowplay system, and to try. There seemed to be a couple of improvements that I once upon a time would have gotten out of it. It might actually be worthwhile. It might have been worthwhile, back then, and maybe now the advantages are not the same as what they used to be. But okay, I didn't want to go up that ladder. But one of the things that kept me from doing Shadowplay was the fact that it seems like a really bad place to approach this, but I do at least get a bit of a vantage point on where
I'm checking it out.
where the MJ-12 troops are moving around.
Nothing here now.
Now I know what Chinwag means. So I don't know, the best summary that I can give. So one of the things about Shadowplay for me was the fact that I couldn't get an alert system up. And while I obviously keep a pretty Spartan interface, right? I don't put, I don't know, like...
I'm in the middle of something.
All right. How do I put it? Like, I don't really have any, like, major, like, I don't have, like, a donation goal or anything like that up. I don't have, like, personal information or, you know, follower goal or anything like that. Oh, crap. I wonder if they can see me from here. Well, that took a while. All right. So one thing I'm not clear about on the AI is if I hide in this area, if it's actually going to let me get away with it, or if they just kind of hunt you down as soon as they're alerted. We'll find out in a second, so. But yeah, so for me, Muxy was kind of a non-starter. I did want to do Shadowplay originally, but because I couldn't get stream alerts up, and I kind of think, like, I do prefer having a, you know, kind of a clean playing field. Like, obviously don't have a cam or anything like that. So I definitely prefer having having the focus be on the game. Oops.
This one's some kind of mech.
All right. That didn't work.
Day. Anyone else hungry?
All right. Well, so much for that. Presumably it will let me load. I'll force it. Excuse me. But those two priorities aside, I mean, god damn it.
This one's some
All right,
Check
well,
the area.
I kind of got caught on that. So my priority of, you know, of being able to sort of like have people have recognition when they do something for the cast, right? So when they follow, when they donate or anything like that, I kind of considered that a little more important than any of the technological benefits that I would get from the NVIDIA solution. As much as I really like open source software, so something like OBS, one drawback I do find with it is that usually the proprietary stuff, like when you come like right down to sort of the mission critical things, generally it performs better. I think at least once upon a time it used to be the case that something like, say, GCC, like the GNU compiler. I did Inferno Fowler, just for a little while though. I have a feeling if I try and use this computer, I'm gonna wind up shot. Well, let's see if I can. You know what? Let's just use it and see what happens. Oh God, there's like a man in black sitting at the table. How's it going, Pthrim? I know you gifted it to me, Inferno. I will admit I was a little, here we go. Got a bunch of, beasties running around. I will admit, didn't exactly floor me. I'll maybe go into my thoughts on the survival genre in a little bit. I'll just finish the thing I was going to say about proprietary software, but I don't know if it's just I don't like survival games as much as everyone else, or if maybe there's just something about H1Z1 that doesn't quite work for me. But yeah, so the proprietary thing, once upon a time, at least in the old days, GCC, I say in the old days, I definitely, Jesus. I definitely don't have any, I don't have any kind of claim to knowing what, what it was like when people were developing Linux or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna straight up drop this guy. Yeah. All right. I suppose I should feel bad about that scientist getting nailed by that, but yeah, so at least like one of the big sort of claims was that the GCC compiler was like the best you could get. It would perform just as well as any sort of proprietary alternative. And then when it comes to
Hey, find somewhere else to hide.
Yep. Not what I want to do. On the plus side, we've cleared out all the bad guys. I think the problem with that story that I just told, though, is it doesn't really reflect the modern day usage. So, for instance, if you look at here's a Greasel dissection chart you wanted, Dr. Vryn. If you take a look at like modern supercomputers or something like that, the compiler is the thing that people are going to be really getting the speed improvements from. So the Intel compilers will generally create faster code. Like on the, obviously, somebody's God. I wish I could read all that, but no chance. So obviously, learning to code better will probably be the biggest improvements that you can get on most of your software. But with that said, like, for the... Oh, Christ. Not entirely sure that resisting... I'm gonna die. No. Almost, but... Yeah, so, and again, this would be the same. So I use a statistical program called R. One of the ways that you can make R run, especially multiprocessor, is if you take its sort of linear algebra routines, and you basically you put in some version of it which will allow some version that will allow you to sort of call those multiple cores. It's usually called a BLAS. I think using the multi-tool is worth it, but I have a feeling there's probably a code that I can get if I check the emails. So similarly, like, OBS is great because it gives people a free alternative to something like XSplit or something like that. So there's a streamer I know who was kind of unhappy with XSplit. They didn't think the customer service was that good, and they were looking for some alternatives, and I was able to sort of turn around and and just sort of say, well, what are you looking to get out of your software? What are your major concerns with what you have? And I think they did actually wind up taking OBS. But again, the overhead I know on Shadowplay is a lot lower. I really feel like 0199 is not the answer here, but no. Gotta check the emails. But yeah, I mean, it sort of makes sense, right? Like, in the end, these open source projects are labors of love. They're ones that I think people, are doing a really great service for. But when it comes down to it, especially like if it comes to a compiler or something that sort of people can sell, 2971. Okay, let's try that. Yeah. You know what? I'm just spending the multi-tool. It seems to be the best option. You're kidding me. Okay. There we go. Pretty sure you got here when... Yeah, sorry guys, I'll get back to chat. I think that might be right, Rumbroder. Wait, since December... That doesn't make any sense, Jess. December 10th, 2016? So you just started following a couple months ago? Anyways, so all of that was just a really long way of saying that I think in the end, despite the fact that open source is a very good ideal, I think the reality has just been that when a private company sort of sets their mind to it, they sort of have the resources and the incentives to sort of get a better version done. And I mean, if NVIDIA can convince people that their cards are better for gaming and for streaming and things like that, obviously they have... a different set of priorities and I don't know, incentive mechanisms versus the OBS team. But like I said, if they can't implement the overlays, then it's not a better option for me. So January 3rd, 2016 at 4:04 a.m. And yeah, as far as King of the Kill, it's hard to say, Inferno Fowler. I definitely was interested from what I saw in Outstar Walker's Player Unknown Battlegrounds, I guess it's called. But I don't know, like, I suppose one thing I said is, like, I've never felt that I have too few games. It's cool that the guy who sort of has done a lot of work on these Battle Royale style mods is getting a project of his own. But yeah, I don't know. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if a lot of these projects started exiting early access. I really feel we're kind of at a point now where early access, I mean, I think everybody kind of gets it now, but one of the things that bothers me is that it feels like there's a lot of emphasis behind like pushing a game really hard out of the gate, and it's almost cult-like, where people try and like get you into the membership because the game is more fun when you have more people come inside of it. But what it means is that a bunch of people buy the game on this assumption that they're all going to play it with their friends, and then either people find it's not very good or the developer doesn't finish it because, either they didn't make as much money as they wanted or they don't think that there's as much upside. And as a result, we get a lot of these projects which have just been kind of languishing in early access, seemingly in perpetuity. But has it really been January 11th, 2015? That sounds about right. And what did you think? I'm glad that you like Johnny Big Time, Inferno Fowler. I actually, I got to see a little bit about what he's got planned coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, lab notes, Dr. Moreau. Sunday, 4/12. Lab net accounts are disabled. Rumor possible infiltration attempt by Silhouette. Required redistribution of secure network resources. We'll transcribe lab notes by hand until IS has restored access. Monday, 4/13. Griezel's displaying an increasing level of antipathy towards lab personnel. Noted Dr. Verne, who is the author of Island of Dr. Moreau, who increased dosage of succinyl chlorine? I don't know. Hey, CPO Williams, good to see you again. From 15 cubic centimeters, I think, to 32 cc's, anyways. Battle's been really good so far. I know Outstar really liked it, so. Wednesday, 4/15, IS promises that LabNet accounts will be restored by Friday. New login is D. Moreau with the password Raptor. And 4/16, Dr. Cairns, which I don't think I get the reference yet. Typically absent-minded, forgot his protective gear while handling Griezel and received a dose of venomous spit in the face. Fortuitous opportunity to study the effects on the human nervous system, which included impaired coordination and vision. Now, CPO, first question I have for you. I haven't seen you online for... I mean, I've seen you online in terms of like Steam or something like that, but I haven't seen you online on Twitch in a while. And I know I've moved kind of across the country, so that doesn't really mean anything. But are you still streaming? Alright. Clearly there's more I need to do in the medical lab, but... Oh, and Jess, about Johnny Big Time.
Is he armed?
It's Denton. We aren't taking any chances.
I hope nobody gets hurt.
We've got him penned in. He won't get far.
What about this area? Is it safe?
Long as I'm with you.
Fortunately, work is so exhausting you don't get to any more CPO. Not a problem at all. I think most people will say that my schedule has been getting a little bit tossed around because of work, and I mean, the fact of the matter is that there's just stuff in life that's sometimes more important. So I'm definitely looking forward to whenever you return, if you do. If you don't mind, I will mention the fact that you are a streamer. So for those of you who are looking, I think maybe the best thing I can say for those of you who like my Crusader Kings style stuff, CPO Williams is a very sort of long-standing member of this community. He's definitely a nice guy. He's actually one of the few people I've been able to play the Grand Strategy games sort of offline with, which, well, I mean, I played the game online, but like something that was more of a private session rather than any, rather than like a stream. It was quite fun. I played with him and my other mod. I mean, he's not a mod in the sense of Jesse Quill because he doesn't know how the controls work, but this guy is going to turn around right at the time I don't want him to. Alright. I just want to see if he's... Yeah, okay. So here's what we're going to do. So between him and Alex, I more or less had to convince them that I was not a scumbag. Which is surprisingly difficult to do, it turns out. But he's a really good guy. Like I said, long-standing member of this community, and actually I sent him a quick message on Steam just because we've been playing Crusader Kings 2, and I've been playing the new Monks and Mystics DLC, which has been great. And I got that from Paradox, but it's actually the first time I've ever gotten Crusader Kings 2 DLC from Paradox. And one of the reasons why I was able to stream Crusader Kings 2 for so long... I'm sorry for shouting you out this week, CPO, but it's probably worth telling, because I think it's nice to be able to say specifically where certain things in a stream come from. And in this particular case, CPO Williams would very often donate sort of the DLC that had just been released, which sort of meant I was able to stream the sort of the latest stuff at the time that it came out. And I mean, obviously that got me to a position where I was sort of able to... Nope. That kind of got me to the position where I was able to sort of approach a company like Paradox and say, it's like, hey, you know, I do this Crusader King stuff. People seem to like it. You know, would you consider tossing a key my way? So, especially if you guys like the Monday stuff, he's definitely a major reason why I've been able to continue doing that. Obviously, the thing I'm always happiest for is to see that name in chat whenever he gets a chance to be around, because it's nice to see people who've been with the stream so long. But definitely somebody who has aspirations and actually has done some streams in the past. And so if you guys are willing to sort of give him the chance to sort of let life calm down a little bit, definitely feel free to click that name and follow, just so you can have the opportunity to see him when he comes back online. One of the first things I ever saw him play actually was a game I'm terrible at called The Swindle. Anyways, hopefully I didn't completely embarrass him through saying that, but I thought it was maybe worth... Hello, Nubisaur. Alright, Project Dybbuk, SH-187 specifications and operations. Domination SF clearance only. The goal of Project Dybbuk was to create a long-range, variable mission-capable rotary aircraft, realized to the fullest extent in the SH-187 stealth helicopter. The production of the model SH-187 features a revolutionary engine powered by high-efficiency ethanol fuel cells, with a flight range of over 9,000 miles depending upon atmospheric conditions, and an extension of the adaptive armor technology that renders it invisible across 97% of the non-visible electromagnetic spectrum. Ideally suited for surveillance, insertion, retrieval, and limited interdiction, the SH-187 will often spend much of its operational lifetime within hostile territory, and therefore is also equipped with remote disabling and scrambling for its key flight systems. If necessary, the vehicle can also be scuttled remotely. And apparently... Alright, looks like the game's hung for a second, so... no worries. Well, like I said, guys, I mean, so... There's two ways of reacting to sort of donation. Well, I'll talk maybe more generally about stream stuff, especially because I gotta sit around waiting for the game to get back. There's two ways of handling kind of donations and things like that. Which is sort of you take one, and this is one thing that I try to do, which is, you know, thank people at the time, try to avoid the game of maybe doing like callbacks to previous, you know, service or something like that, because in the end, you know, memory is finite, and mine doubly so. It's you always run that risk of making somebody feeling left out. But then I think it's also worth giving recognition, you know, if in the moment something says, okay, you know what, let's talk about this, let's recognize this at the time. I don't want that to suddenly become like my worry about excluding someone to sort of, to keep me from giving credit where credit is due. The best I could say, if you guys feel a little shortchanged on your shoutouts, either as a streamer or as a donator or even as somebody just who hangs out in chat, please let me know, because I definitely want people to feel like they're getting their recognition. And sometimes it's just a question where I think maybe I've given a shout out recently and in reality I haven't. So instead I kind of like to mention stuff where I can. And I mean, we also had a really nice milestone on the stream recently, so it's timely that you stopped by. Alright, so we've got, again, two options as far as... I haven't really been talking about the game that much, sorry guys. Aerosol nanoparticles are released upon the detection of objects fitting the electromagnetic threat profile of missiles and grenades. These nanoparticles will prematurely detonate such objects prior to reaching the agent. Alright, so this is basically an anti-rocket. Spy drone. Advanced nanofactories can assemble a spy drone on demand, which can then be remotely controlled by the agent until released or destroyed, at which point a new drone will be assembled. Further upgrades equip the spy drones with better armor and a one-shot EMP attack. Tech 1, the drone can take little damage and has a very light EMP. This is a really cool idea, actually. Let's install that. Actually, I'm also gonna save. I know my save system's a mess now, but I still need to get to Paul's body. Alright, that's the command center. Another baton, I don't really need that. I feel like that's going to activate the turret to shoot those things down. Captain Hernandez, we are in the process of ghosting all network security resources to provide additional protection against possible intrusion or denial of service attacks. Until this process is complete, all security computers will be utilizing a temporary system. Login MJ12, password invader from Agent Sherman. Alright. I don't want to waste a lock on that, so we're gonna... Oh! Oh, that's bad. I should feel bad about that, but I don't. Yes, it does, Jesse Quill, so it's now officially more advanced than... it's now officially more advanced than Resident Evil 7. Wrong neighborhood, buddy. Where'd you go? Ah. I'm gonna beat you like that secretary. Hello, Jeff DeHeff. How you doing, my friend? That probably enabled the turret.
Hey, watch yourself. This one's some kind of mech.
Oh, fuck off. Doubly fuck off.
Let's try to get an ID.
Rambler, thank you very much for that auto host. Guys, actually, Rambler was just streaming Total War Warhammer. Alright. Which is a game I'm slowly starting to understand. But only very slowly. Alright. This is not where I want to be. So I was a little surprised to find out that... Oh yeah, actually no, there is a difference between these two. I'm just a moron. So... yeah. Just gonna double check. Yeah, so probably want to take advantage of the behind attacks that I can. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. I'm definitely making a big problem for myself there. Maybe it's time to use the shotgun. Oh, nope, they're friendly. Good, Clarkin. Ah, here we go. Okay.
Data vault image sent to Tracer Tom. Objective complete. Now exit the facility. The code to the exit door is 1125.
Subject shows number of departures from normal baseline physiology, including a noted absence of all H-type epsilon immunoglobulin proteins, which would seem to be related to his ability to tolerate nano-augmentations that are typically rejected by the vast majority of the population. Of particular interest is that the subject tests positive for the Grey Death, yet shows no apparent symptoms or adverse effects. So I'm just going to take a quick moment here and save. I know I always have to pay a bit of a time tax for doing that, because I feel like I should be able to get my stuff here. But I could be wrong in that, and it means that I'm going to be running around uselessly taking a bunch of damage for no apparent reason. So if I was willing to use the lockpick, I'm going to guess that probably I could have skipped that. That's a weird puzzle to put you through, actually. Because if you... So maybe I'm missing something in terms of where that thing goes, but if that only winds up going to that upper level, then you pay 1 lock for something that's actually relatively easy to activate on your own. Yeah, so I don't understand why you'd spend 1 lockpick on that when you have the other alternatives pretty much right in front of you. Or maybe it's obvious to me. I mean, there's plenty of things which clearly were not obvious to me while playing it, and I wound up I don't know, getting it wrong. Anyway.
Oh my god. He escaped?
Yep. I think this is supposed to be the Ambrosia. Yeah. Vaccine. Prospectus, Series P Agents, proposal by Dr. Arthur Donovan, VersaLife HK. The Series P Agents are the logical continuation of research resulting from the Series N, the development of a human agent with an enhanced capabilities and absolute loyalty, without the non-standard appearance of mechanical augmentation or the unpredictability of nano-augmentation. Like the Series N, the strength and speed of the Series P should be substantially above the baseline when conditioning techniques... while new conditioning techniques will result in minimal pain response. We conservatively predict that the Series P agent would be 78% more effective in combat than a normal operative without any form of augmentation. Key features from a Series N agent will also be carried over, including the self-termination mechanism, an ingenious variation on the kill switch. The self-termination mechanism is wired into the autonomous nervous system of an agent. If mortally wounded, the mechanism will activate and explode, eliminating any evidence of the agent and damaging nearby hostiles. Okay, so that's what the Men in Black are. However, we are still containing our attempts to isolate the source of the albino traits present ever since Series L, but so far the simple addition of sunglasses and dark clothing will have to appear to have resolved the matter in a practical fashion. Yes, I mean, Jess, this is, at least so far as I saw when I was reading like previews of this game, that was more or less the... if not the purpose for existence of this game. Like, this was a major thing that they were trying to accomplish, and I think they did a very good job of it. There's maybe a couple of moments where I think maybe it goes a little, I won't say corny, but like it definitely feels like it promises more than it delivers on some of the choice, but not. Not to a distracting level, let's say.
This is the maintenance facility for the security bots. The armory is to the south, on the opposite side of the main chamber.
Alright. This is where I get my gear. This also seems like a time for me to save because I'm bad at this game. So yeah, I mean, there's a few things that I like about this title, and it's why I know it's kind of funny when I hear somebody like Dynamite shout me out playing this game, and this is definitely not like a, don't take this as a, I don't know what the right term is, an expose on Mike, because I really like his cast, but I think the thing that was sort of funny to me was to hear him sort of talk about this game and say, it's like, yeah, and even, oh crap, this is probably going to activate the, Oops. So far the mechs don't seem to be activated. Well, that's one way to get to the other end of the armory, I suppose. Alright, that's gonna be a problem though. Ooh. They're not playing around with the armory, are they? Oh God. I swear there was a point where they gave me the armory code. So far this thing... Nope, 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 don't you dare. Tee tee. This seems like something of a security flaw. I also should check what my multi-tool situation is, because I don't really know if I don't have any. Alright.
Scanning area.
Just done it. Stupid robot. Yeah. I could have sworn that I had some multi-tools earlier, but... Oh, I guess I used the last one on that augmentation canister. Well, I guess the good news here, I at least get a chance to go back to the heal. Oh, nope, this isn't good news because I gotta... you know what? I think we'll just get this done the easy way. Oh, that sounded like a... Alright, well, so much for that. That actually sounded like a bot that was triggering as well. Alright, so I gotta remember the tranquilizer dot actually invites you to combat. I'm gonna head back to the medical bay just so I can try and find the code for the armory. Oh, okay, just dumps me back to the title screen. It doesn't seem right that all those panels are closed. Problem is I don't quite remember where the note was that says where like I'm pretty sure there wasn't anything here. I don't know, I'll just go to all the computers and find it again. I've got a captive audience. Anyways, so some of the things that so I was talking about Dynamike's sort of shout out in response to this game, and he focused a little bit on how the graphics on this game aren't that impressive. No particular feelings on this D-Raven. I did do my first lethal takedown of an MIB. But my view is to try and play this game as close to sort of a police officer as I can manage. So if I can you know, I'll say if I can solve something without killing someone, so much the better. But I suppose, much like any other officer, I'm not going to deliberately put my life in danger in a situation with a pure aggressor. So, like, if, again, the MIB comes up, I'm not going to have any qualms in taking him down. Let's try this again. I will admit, though, I tend to... 2917. Mr. Crestier, again that you forward me the results of your study on the Greasel venom toxicity with reference to the Karkian neurological cultures. I have previously provided you so that I can conclude my bioevaluation. This delay on your part could be construed as a lack of enthusiasm for our research goals. Sincerely, Dr. Elmwood. Alright, so yeah, it was just kind of funny to me that Dynamite made a bit of a deal on the fact that the graphics on this game weren't very good. Now, I mean, by modern standards, absolutely, right? This is not what people think when they think about the Deus Ex series. And yet I've never really considered this game in that light. I've always sort of... You know, I've taken the story as given, I've taken the... I'm going the wrong way, I think. I am really glad these things are not hostile. I guess in the end, I just sort of... I don't know, I'm along for the ride. So, like, obviously if I look at something like this is nothing, right? Like, this is, you know... This is not Battlefield 1. And yet, I think it's... I guess one of the big things here is that I think everybody sort of knew what they were dealing with when they made games like this. I don't really think anybody had any illusions that what they were doing was making something, you know, that was photoreal. I think they were making something that was consistent. You know, they wanted to make it look good, don't get me wrong, but I think...
Hey, stop right there.
Nope. You saw nothing, my friend. I think they wanted to make the game look as good as they could, but I don't think they were under any illusions that the game was going to, you know, was going to look photorealistic. And so as a result, I think probably the art style sort of reflects, you know, a representation of the world.
Hey, stop right there.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about, game. Yeah, that's certainly my feeling, D-Raven. I mean, it's, like I said, I mean, nothing's... I mean, one thing, nothing's perfect, but number two, I don't think anybody's claiming that either. I think most people will probably have a consensus build around the idea that this is a very well-designed game that has... It's sort of held its own. So I can try and leg it. I think it's F7.
I've got a bogey.
Ah, God damn it.
Some kind of mech.
So much for the non-lethal playthrough. Yeah, I don't know, like, to me, the story is really the thing that keeps me coming back to it. And I think, again, the fact that you have a few different options in terms of how you overcome the obstacles and sort of what approach you want to take, what kind of character you want to be, and just, I don't know, all the different ideas going behind this game. I mean, the fact that this thing had to fit on a single CD, I don't really feel is a defect. And gameplay-wise, I mean, I do think there's a lot in here that, I don't know, you can still find in games. Now, I mean, they might be polished, they might be a little refined, but it's hard to see... Oh yeah, I haven't played any of the new ones. I do have Deus Ex 2, the much lesser known sequel, Invisible War. I think most people kind of think Revolution's the, how you doing, Ace? Or not Revelations, what am I saying? Human Revolution is probably the one that's more commonly thought of as the sequel. All right, let's see if I remember this code. Nope. There we go. Oh, come on.
I'm checking it out.
Just want my stuff back, man.
Yeah, false alarm, I guess.
Yep. Oh, come on.
Scanning area.
Oh, that thing's gonna murder me.
Definitely somewhere.
Alright, I definitely want that thing. Hey, distinguished gentlemen. How you doing? I'm definitely gonna have to drop some of these items, I think. Let's actually get that started right now. So when I find the stealth pistol, I can keep that. Let's keep with this shotgun for now. Alright, so I don't need... Actually, let me just double check, because I think there might be a difference between the two pistols. Yeah, so this thing actually does quite a bit more base damage. But you know what? I'm going to keep the stealth one, because in the end, if I want to do some serious damage, I'm not going to use the pistol. I'm going to use something else. Alright, baton charger, don't want a knife. Okay, so these are my core items. Keep the armor. Okay, improve range and a silencer. Oh god, a silenced assault rifle? Yes, please. Let's improve the range on the crossbow. Further away I can get, the happier I'll be. And I never use these grenades, but I feel like they can be useful, so we'll tuck one of those away for now. Alright, let's also quickly see if... I don't think I'm going to have the code for that, that special weapon, but we'll just take a quick peek to see if there's anything... It's really weird it doesn't give you the emails that you read. Presumably that is something that you could also download into the... into your, sort of your PDA. Your friend added a text-based RPG bot to his Discord. Makes you really want to play a text-based RPG. Oh my god, distinguished gentleman. I've actually avoided playing some of the adventure games I want to, like the original version of Leisure Suit Larry and some of the early Space Quest games. I didn't even know there were two armory bots. But yeah, I actually find the text-based adventure stuff kind of hard to get through, so good for you for wanting to try it out. It's actually, that's one of the gaming challenges that I think is going to take me a while to get into. Wait, I can only carry 2? Alright, well. The hell I can't.
You have found your equipment.
Do I even need that much? Yep. Nope. We're gonna drink pop to cure ourselves and eat candy. It's actually one thing I always love, carrying a little bit of soda and a candy bar with myself, just to be able to bribe civilians. That's actually one feature I really liked in the game. Okay, hopefully I don't need to use a lamb, but can't hurt. It really wants me to keep the knife. Again, I'm doubling up on some gear, but we'll sort it all out after the fact. In real... What? Sorry, Jess, I may be missing the context. I've got a really bad memory. Can't believe I had space for that, actually. Oh, and yeah. So like just being able to, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because in this world, like the plasma gun. Oh, hang on. 5239. I don't think I'm gonna have the space for it, but let's see. I feel like I should hang on to this just... Well, no, there's definitely gotta be stuff that I can dump. Okay, so I definitely don't need this. I usually do like hanging on to like the gas grenades and such. Okay, you know what? I can see myself using the sniper rifle. I can see myself... Oh, for God's sake. I can see myself using the sniper rifle. I can see myself using the assault rifle. I definitely don't see myself using the shotgun over... You know what? I'll just activate the ballistic armor. Ah. Man, I carry a lot of these things. Oh, you did the wrong one. Yeah, this is the one problem I have with armor in this game, is I never really have the presence of mind at the start of combat to activate one of them. It's a very unnatural way of thinking about armor.
Mr. Raven. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Mr. Raven, here, you wanna... Could you take this? You wanna hold that for me? Or do you want it? Do you want... Are you sure you don't want it? I mean, you want me to... I'll wait for you to take it. Can I try? Oh, thanks. Thanks. I can try? All right, awesome. All right, cool.
Yes, Jess. I think that clip speaks for itself. For those of you who don't know who that was Johnny Big Time. He's an absolutely outstanding caster. And moments like that are absolutely one of them. Alright, so now I can't seem to open my inventory. There we go. I do not remember what the shape of this thing is, so let's just make it a little bit easier. We'll drop the assault rifle for now. Oh, god damn it. I haven't used a sniper rifle yet, so we'll eat that. I'll probably never use this thing, that's the real kicker, but... More armor. Oh wait, no, that's camo. I actually have space for that now. Yeah, so this is, I mean, seeing something like this, right, is a really good example of why I think sort of Deus Ex sort of stands out, and why I think it still kind of holds its own in modern gaming. Is there's definitely something about being given an opportunity to sort of work through problems your own way, to think about them, to be a character who you... Wow, come on! Well, this is going to be inconvenient. Oh, and an alarm. Alright, I'm probably dead, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this. The good news is, as long as I get to... As long as I get to the medical bay, I'm good. I'd love to... Oh. Let's go for it. Yeah. Not even going to try to recharge. We're just going to head straight to the med bay. But yeah, so I mean, there's, even in a case like that, right, your one task is to get to, get to the exit. How you choose to do that, what skills you employ, whether you decide to go in guns blazing or not, it completely changes. Oh wow, I actually gotta wait for this thing to recharge. Surely there is another... I know in the detention center there is. It's actually worth it to go there. Yeah, even something sort of simple like that, right? Your task is to go from point A to point B. Very straightforward one, really. I know the game told me. There we go. Yeah, so here your objective is get from point A to point B. How you accomplish that is obviously up to you, and there's a lot of variation. Definitely some ways are better than others, so like running and being a bullet sponge is probably the least optimal way for me to do this. But it's what I got, so... Alright, kind of screwed that up. If I can not waste resources getting to the end here, I'll be happy. But I'm not quite sure if I can... I don't think I'm good enough to pull this off. But yeah, so there's a few things that you can do with this game. Again, this is something that has to fit on one CD, so it's... there's a lot that you give up, which we sort of take, like I said, we take for granted now, right? Massive, you know, expanses for levels. I'm just going to take a quick second and get the door code again, because I have a feeling I'm going to be running. 1125. And you know what? Now seems like a good time to save. Go for it, JC. And it turns out we were in the UNATCO facility all along. Oh. Maybe I said that too soon. I don't remember if this guy can trigger with me coming into the room. Looks like so far no. So now I get to see whether or not I can actually do a one-hit takedown with the baton. Survey says no!
Taking fire here. Let's finish him off.
Never mind. I was kidding. Alright. Lesson learned. But yeah, so if you want to take a role-playing approach to this game, you can. If you want to be a shooting machine, you can do that too. I think it's a less rewarding way to play. Like, I'll be honest with you, I think if you want to play this game as a first-person shooter, there are simply better first-person shooters out there. The combat is not necessarily this game's strong suit. But even then, I think between... wait, I got enough inventory space to pick up a knife but not a candy bar? You gotta get your priorities in order there, JC. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so if you want to roll, so in this case here, right, the game has never told me that I need to behave like a police officer and prioritize non-lethal ways of taking people down. That's just something that I chose to do. There we go. Now here's where we find out.
Helipad. Potential encounters include Jaime Reyes, Sam Carter, Alex Jacobson, Joseph Manderley, and Anna Navarra.
So that's what that restricted area was before. Fortunately, UNATCO is now hostile to us, so...
JC, you escaped? Is that what lockdown's about?
I forgot to give Manderley my resignation.
I heard they killed Paul.
Yeah, MIB's raided the apartment.
Manderley's a snake. He told me they were going to leave your brother alone. What can I do to help?
Kill Manderley. I'm going over the resistance. Why don't you join me? We can meet up in Hong Kong. Stay here. I could use an ally inside UNATCO. I mean, it does make sense to have people on the inside.
Stay here. I could use an ally inside UNATCO.
Good idea. I can keep you informed.
Do that, but be careful. You know what they do to spies.
I will. By the way, the lab finally sent the augmentation canister I ordered.
The one on the counter? Can your bots do the installation?
Yeah, it was going to be a welcome aboard present.
Guess it will have to be a retirement gift.
For God's sake. A couple of things that I could say this game could improve on. So I don't know whether or not the inventory management is necessarily a negative. I think that's just one of the things that you have to deal with. And I mean, I'm doing the same thing like I do in Skyrim, which is just like carrying a bunch of garbage with me. Actually, let's drop one of the vests. Alright, so I can get heals or I can get damage reduction. Let's do the damage mitigation. I feel like if I'm at a point where I'm taking damage, I'm already screwing up. How does this game have more choices than current games? I don't know if I'd go that... Well, I don't know. Some of them, I suppose, are a little bit more story-based. Honestly, I think it's more of a question in terms of what... where your priorities sort of lie in the game, right? For instance, if you... I can't remember if this computer unlocks that cupboard or not. Oh, wait, I think I got the key. So, like, think of a Telltale game. Their claim sort of is that your decisions impact the story, and yet I really feel like it doesn't. You know, I think, like, The Wolf Among Us is a really good story, and it, your options really are just to decide what characters show up at in the final cutscene. And I actually don't think that's a bad feature of the game, right? I think that's just the game that, I don't know, I get dealt, basically.
JC, I've been watching you through your info link. A harrowing escape.
Thanks for tuning in.
You're gonna need a key to get out of UNATCO. We're under lockdown. I'd give it to you, but I don't know. Anna's on patrol. If she found out...
I'll take care of Anna.
I think I have to play it safe. If you can get rid of her, I'll give you the key and maybe I can escape myself. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep my head down.
Thanks for the ultimatum, Alex. What did Anna ever do to you? But yeah, so I think there are some games where it's okay just to, you know, spin a good yarn, and that's, you know, I think that's all that anybody's really asking for or what anybody wants. Hey, are you hitting on your milady still? No? Okay, no chance for an America moment. I have a feeling I'm gonna need 2 hits on this guy. Ah, screw you, dude. Three? That sucks. I got a combat knife for my trouble. This game's not playing around with the damage, by the way. I'm just gonna hang on to the combat knife until I need to drop something. Yeah, never mind. I was kidding. Leave me alone. That was kidding too.
This ain't over. I think he might be gone. This ain't over.
Hey, Custom Games, how you doing? Yeah, so let me think of another one. I think oh. Interesting. So it looks like Gunter does not have a kill phrase. Alright, we gotta be patriotic about this, guys. America! Completely understand, Private Messenger. I am probably due for... I'm probably due for about 20 more minutes myself. Why is it interesting that it doesn't have a kill phrase? It's mostly what I'm thinking as far as gameplay is concerned. So it's almost like the game is setting me up to be able to take out Anna Navarra using a kill phrase, whereas there will be a final confrontation with Gunter Herman. And then also...
We've been through that, soldier. Just Carter.
I've discovered some things about UNATCO.
I'm unlocking the armory. I don't want to know where you're going. Just load up.
Walton Simons, the head of FEMA.
I said load up. I don't want to hear about it.
I'm going over to the rebels. You should join me.
Let's get one thing straight. We've got our share of crooked bureaucrats, fact. But this is still UNATCO, and by and large the people in this building are 24 karat gold.
What good's an honest soldier if he can be ordered to behave like a terrorist?
The only way to save the agency is for the good people to stay. That's how I see it.
This is actually a line very similar to what I was saying to a lot of people when the Snowden revelations came out. So I wonder if the game influenced that, or if that's just, you know, I like the game because it lines up with, you know, with some of the things that I think are the case.
Load up. You've still got to break out of HQ.
But one of the concerns that Gunter Herman had in the game was the fact that he sort of felt that he was becoming obsolete. Also the fact that a kill switch isn't installed for Herman, whereas it is for people like...
Some say concentrated power leads to abuse, but I believe that if an institution has a solid foundation, it can survive the narrow aspirations of the people it employs.
Oh yeah, that's true, Jessica. I think it's true. Like, maybe I won't say that. I won't say the full thing on cast, but you know, sort of one job I'm sort of looking at or considering. And again, it's just the idea that, you know, somebody's got to do it, and if you sort of feel like you can contribute, then probably you should be taking that on yourself.
We'll get this place back on track.
That is really weird that I can't carry anymore. Oh, I've got 20. Okay, well that makes sense.
We'll get this place back on track.
The CIA is definitely in desperate times if they're hiring somebody who's not an American to do their... thank you, your assistance helping us to compromise UNATCO security protocols was instrumental in your friend's escape. We do not know the identify... Okay.
We'll get this place back on track.
So here's a couple of things. First of all, Agent Carter's family was apparently killed by the NSF. Their version says murdered. I wonder if Alex will accept the kill phrase.
Sorry, JC. Neither of us is going to get very...
I'll see what I can...
Oh. Maybe I gotta talk to Jaime?
We're under a lockdown. You'll need to find a key to the front doors.
Okay. Wait, Okay, I think I'll range the tranq dart and reduce the recoil on the sniper rifle. I could have sworn I got... Oh, so I don't need a bot for that. Okay, so I can do microfibril muscle, which seems to make the most sense. I can reduce damage, improve the drone, improve the silence. This is the one that's the most directly related to my ability to sort of navigate levels, so. Jesse's wall of text? Oh, the America moment. You learned earlier that with your green card you can actually get security clearance for work for Blue Origins. That's cool. So are you working at Blue Origins now? That's definitely a very impressive employer if you are.
Hear that? Everybody check weapons.
Is that guy in the toilet?
Okay, come on out.
Oh no.
JC. Manderley, it's JC.
Don't show him in.
You will be much happier at the Library of Congress.
I can't control a man's mind.
You aren't a commander, Manderley. We hoped you'd give UNATCO an urbane diplomatic face, that's all. We screwed up our priorities.
I refuse to be pushed into some obscure bureaucratic cubbyhole.
Actually, I doubt you'll get the chance. Look around. Your star pupil has come back to teach a lesson to his old instructor.
JC.
I never had time to take the oath of service to the Coalition. How about this one? I swear not to rest until UNATCO is free of you and the other crooked bureaucrats who've perverted its mission.
Big words for a rookie. The only problem is that I've notified Agent Navarra of your escape. Trust me, she'll make sure you don't leave the facility alive.
You can't run, Denton. Even if you escape, your kill switch is counting down. You'll be dead in 23 hours. Another $50 billion down the drain.
We'll see about that.
You Dentons sure hung us out to dry. You won't recognize UNATCO in a few weeks. Simons will turn it into his own private army. I had struck a very careful balance between Washington and the public interest. It may never again be possible.
Don't feel bad about that at all. Flatlander woman. All right.
How could you betray the Coalition?
Hey, you want some of this too? Never mind.
I will have to kill you myself.
Take your best shot, Flatlander woman.
How did you know?
Easy peasy. We gotta do this right, guys. America! Oh. Let's try that again. America! Oh, sorry guys. Games. There we go.
You gave Anna exactly what she deserved. I've sat here and watched her kill dozens of suspects. Now I'm not so worried about sticking out my neck to give you this key.
I think you've already stuck out your neck, Daedalus.
What are you talking about?
You haven't been contacting me under an alias?
The link went down. At first, I thought they'd executed you.
Who else has access? Somebody cut the power to detention.
I installed UNATCO security myself. It's unbeatable. You're starting to scare me.
Not as much as you're scaring me. Who's Daedalus, and why does he want to rescue me?
A better hacker than I.
We'll
A
be
trick
wrapping
like
up
that
soon,
never crossed my mind,
distinguished
I have
gentlemen.
to admit. I'm pretty disgusted with the agency right now, but I would have been caught.
You wouldn't want to take that chance.
No, but I can't just sit back and watch.
You sound sincere. Maybe you should quit UNATCO.
And do what?
You can track me down in Hong Kong. I'm going to contact Tracer Tong and help the Resistance.
I might do that. Sure, I'll think about it. And I'm gonna check into this mystery hacker.
So yeah, sorry guys. I mean, it's late for me too, just not as late as everybody else. But there's a few things that kind of interest me about sort of this major turn. We've got we've got Kill Switch, definitely in Ana Navarra. Gunter Herman didn't have one, it seems. I never knew that in Sam Carter's computer there was evidence that he was actually one of the people who helped me break me out.
My mistake.
But that, like I said, it's a fairly neat little character moment for him, simply because he I guess Navarra probably died about here. America! But yeah, so, you know, character that's being revealed. The one thing I am a little uncertain of is whether or not Mandalay deserves to be shot down like I did. The fact he has a pistol, incidentally, suggests that maybe he actually attacks when you try to leave anyway. I like that idea, Jesse Quill. There's going to be a guy in this lobby, I think.
I cannot forgive. No. Not the killing of Agent Navarre. I will get you.
How'd you know to meet me?
Daedalus. He called himself Daedalus.
A friend of yours?
Nope. I came because I owe your brother Paul a few favors.
I wish he was coming with us.
Me too, JC. Me too. Get in. I'm gonna take you to Hong Kong.
Can you put me in contact with Tracer Tong?
I know a place where we can touch down in the city, but Tong is very suspicious of foreigners. You'll have to earn the trust of your brother's allies. They'll know how to find Tong.
Great. Let's go.
Time to see if this stealth copter is worth all the fuss. MJ-12 has a facility in Hong Kong, and they'll be watching for us.
Cool.
I blew it, JC. I'm sorry. MJ-12 must want you bad. Locked on the chopper and had the nav computer fly straight in. My stores are shut. My weapons are locked. Weapon lock switches on flight control deck 1. Get me back online or we're dead meat.
Alright, I'm kind of debating on just finishing it here. Because this is actually all brand new stuff for me in this game. I don't know, how do you guys feel about that? I know it'd be nice if I streamed forever, but if we called it for tonight and I said we'll get back to this maybe tomorrow or next week, would anybody feel too out of place?
Sergeant, is that you?
About to pass out. Alright, yeah. I think we'll call it. So I know this is a shorter stream, guy. I don't know, what do you guys think? So maybe we'll finish it off then with me, my needy needs for polls. What do you guys think of Deus Ex? Do you like me streaming this? I know my commentary was all over the place tonight. But is this, I don't know, is this interesting to you? Do you guys think this game is worth continuing on? Or would you be more interested in seeing, I guess, more stuff like Assassin's Creed? Because I know when I did Assassin's Creed, I think a lot of people, I was very surprised by how much people wanted to see of that. I maybe would not have expected that until I got in. Jesus Christ. Yes, as soon as I turn to the left, I'm... Alright, so there's at least 2 guys. And a turret. Okay. Is it fair to say then that I think people are, they're okay with Deus Ex, but they would not want it at, let's say, the they would not want it to the exclusion of Assassin's Creed. Like if I were to say I'm gonna cancel one of the games in the current series that I have, that probably people would be more upset seeing Assassin's Creed go than this. Is there really no other way than down these stairs? No, let's... I just gotta look for the grates. There we go. Yeah, I know it's especially hard for you just because you really like Assassin's Creed. Okay, no, that's good to know, because I mean, like, the only thing I'm honestly thinking about, guys, is that there's a lot of different things that I can play. So the I'm not asking this because I'm planning on canceling either game, but it's more of a litmus test to make sure that, so like I'm gonna play Deus Ex no matter what. I think this is a...
That's the one. Okay, drop it. Request.
Yeah, I think this game is interesting to me, and I'm gonna finish it on my own no matter what. But if people get something out of seeing me go through this game for the first time, never you mind, then you know, obviously I wanna give people a chance to follow through with that, right? So. All right. Anyways, I'm drawing this out longer than it needs to be. Let me take a quick second and find out who I can host. Oh my God, I'm stuck here. I kind of want to see what happens with this thing. Wow. game is very, definitely very, happy to strengthen the enemies on realistic difficulty. Yeah, I definitely misunderstood what they were talking about. All right. Anyways, guys, didn't exactly feel like it was my best night for commentary, so apologies for that. I will do a better job the next time I do Deus Ex. Not 100% sure if I'm going to be playing Fime System. There is an Aussie streamer that got partnered recently who you think would deserve a host. I normally like to do stuff like that, distinguished gentlemen, but I actually have two people I'd be interested in hosting. I think Kilgore Trout is quite deserving of the host, and he's actually playing something a little consistent, especially because he did Deus Ex the last time. I'm actually gonna use my executive privilege and host Kilgore tonight. But tell you what, distinguished gentlemen, for everybody who is not, so he's currently playing he's playing Star Trek Deep Space Nine: The Fallen. Now I've never seen an episode of Star Trek, but I know that Picard is my favorite Jedi. So for those of you who don't want to watch that, maybe distinguished gentlemen, how about you you drop the streamer that you're interested in the chat. I'd love it if you guys could come along with the host for me, but if Kilgore isn't your cup of tea, then you can check out Distinguished Gentleman's recommendation. If you don't like that recommendation, W. Shand is also streaming. So there's actually some really good entertainers online right now. But I'll leave you to do that, distinguished gentlemen. I'm going to raid Kilgore right now before I fall unconscious. I don't know if you got back to me, Inferno, if you're still around, but just drop a message for me in Steam, I suppose, and I'll get back to you if I can. And as for the rest of you, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do this next, but I will make sure that my commentary is maybe a little more on point, that I'm a bit more alert. Maybe like I'll have a coffee or something like that before streaming. But as always, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you next time.